Well, that was fucking bullshit at this point. I don't even care. Leafs lose 5-4 in overtime to the Florida Panthers, and they lead the series 2-1, and they lose Game 3. What could have been a chance for the Leafs to go up 3-0 over those Florida bums, only to lose to the Panthers in the overtime game. That game was complete and utter bull. Because the Leafs were up 3-1 in that game, and the Panthers played hero, and they made the Leafs blow it in the end. Which sucked. Where do I begin with this game? Where do I freaking begin with this game? First period of the game, hey, you're up 2-1 in that game. Leafs played a really good first period. 23 seconds to start the first period. Matthew Knies scores the goal 23 seconds into the game, and Leafs are up 1-0 thanks to Mitch Marner hitting the bar. And then John Tavares goes on the wraparound, and Leafs are up 2-1 in that 2-0 in that game. Okay, that's good. That's good. Good stuff there. And Florida, of course, they take no advantage, and they get on the board. Sasha Barkov scores because Morgan Rielly should have deflected it. Mo Riley had the puck, didn't see the puck. He put it in his own net, and Sasha Barkov scores. Alexander Barkov scores. It's 2-1 Leafs. Okay, not a good start. Okay, not good. Leafs good. Penalty. The Leafs are getting killed by penalties. And there's one thing oh yeah, Mitch Marner gets boarded by the Panthers, and there's no penalty on Florida. That was a dirty play, and Marner gets drilled. What a joke. Second period goes around. Leafs up 3-1. As John Tavares tips it in on the power play, it's 3-1 Leafs. Okay, good stuff there. Everything was going well. Until in the second period, that's when things get a lot hairy. Because guess who scored? Sam Reinhart. But I thought, but here's one thing that really pissed me off. Joseph Woll made that save. He got freaking pushed. The goal is pushed in. Brandon Carlo saved the puck. The refs going to review it, and they call it a good goal. What the actual hell was this, dude? How do you call the goal? How do you even freaking call that goal a good goal? Joseph Woll got pushed, but you can't. The stick broke. I don't care. That does not count as a good goal. So you're gonna tell me that Sam Reinhart's goal counted, but this year, but not Morgan Rielly back in 2023. Okay, that makes no sense, but it's so bull. And then the Panthers tie it up at 3, and they get the lead off of deflection, which was complete and utter bullocks. And the Panthers just came back from a deficit like this. Bull, that's some actual bull. So now we got to go into the third period with a lead, with a deficit. Up 3-1, Panthers play hero, and they gain the lead. Nothing good happens. Still try to put some goals in, and guess who scores in the 4-minute mark? Morgan Rielly, redeeming himself, and Rielly scores. It's tied at 4. All right, good stuff. Game's tied. We had some chances. Oh yeah, and Max Pacioretty gets called on a last-minute trip. And of course, Leafs have to kill off a penalty. Luckily, they were able to kill off the penalty in overtime. And speaking of which, we're going to go into overtime where the game sucked like crap. Because, oh my God. Stop me when I say overtime. How many times did I crash out in overtime this year in the playoffs? Once. That was only in Game 4 against the Senators. And now you're coming here and playing against the Florida Panthers in a Game 3, where you have a chance to go up 3-0 in this series. Everyone had their chances. Even William Nylander going on a breakaway only let Bobrovsky ruin it all. So he said, nope, let me play hero. Nope, not going to let that happen. All right, that's some other bull. And then, of course, everything was going pretty well. Even Matthews had a chance. He screwed up. Matthew Knies had a freaking breakaway only to get screwed by Sergei Bobrovsky. And then, of course, guess who scored in overtime? Brad Marchand scores. And that's the end of the game. And that's how it ends. That was pretty much the worst game I've ever seen in the history of the Stanley Cup playoffs and in NHL history. Am I reliving 2013 all over again? Because I swear to God I am, because the Leafs were up freaking hell, dude. The Leafs were up 3-1 in that game, but the Panthers want to come in, play hero, take the lead away, and make the Leafs blow a lead. That's insane. I mean, Leafs were up 3-1, but the Panthers go like, "Here I come to save the day," and they made the Leafs blow it in the end. How many times does this go on like this? How many leads did the Leafs blow? You get the 2-0 lead against the Carolina Hurricanes back in January. You got the infamous 2-0 lead against the Sharks. Really blew it against the Sharks. 4-2 against Colorado. 2-0 against Nashville, and they blew it. A 2-0 lead against the Senators, but you end up winning the game. And now this. Are you freaking kidding me, dude? That was beyond the worst game of all time, because the Leafs had a 3-1 lead in that game, and the Panthers just want to take it away. It just ripped it away from us. And instead of going up 3-0 in that series, Leafs end up leading 2-1, which isn't bad, but still kind of bull. How can you make this up? How do you say, can you explain why Leafs were up in that game? They were up for the count, only to get screwed by the officials. Sure, Leafs had a power play, but they only got the one, that's all. You had the refs in the game, you still... You had the refs too, they were favoring the Panthers, for Christ's sake. And let me be real honest, this game would have been over. This series would have been a 3-0 series advantage for the Leafs. But no, the NHL wants to flip the script and want to glaze on the Panthers to win this game. This is insane. And this might have been the worst game of all time. I'm so pissed that the Leafs lost. Every freaking lead that the Leafs had, they blew it. And that sucked. I mean, you go back to 2023, game 3, round 2. Leafs were up to They were down 2-0 in the series. Tied at 2. We had a chance to win in overtime. But no, Sam Reinhart comes in, and of course, Leafs were down 3-0 in that series. You remember the reaction video that they did? If you could recall.
Plays the bank to the far side. Lundell back to
No! Are you kidding me? We're down 3-0. And now this. So right now it's complete bullshit. And the Florida Panthers, you fraudulent bums. I may have called you frauds over the past God knows how long, but for God's sakes, at least we're up 2-0 in that series. 3-1 in that game, and you just want to blow it. And you just want to come back, play hero, and make the Leafs blow a 3-1 lead. Leafs had a chance to go up 3-1 in the series, but no, we can't do that. Florida, you fraudulent bums. You should be ashamed of yourselves for making the Leafs blow a 3-1 lead. And now we can't go up 3-0 in that series. Way to go. Way to freaking go, Florida, you fraudulent bums. It's a joke. Freaking joke. And I said it before in that Boston game back in October 2024. And I said it back in April 2024 with 2025 against the Panthers. The Florida Panthers, they will not own me. They will not break me. Brad Marchand is not my daddy. Matthew Tkachuk is not my daddy also. And I know my team can do better than this because the Leafs had the chance to win this game and they lost. And we don't deserve to. And I feel like the Leafs didn't deserve to blow the game. I don't feel like we deserve to lose this game. Leafs didn't deserve to lose to Florida in game 3. There, I said it. It's my decision. I don't care. I don't care anymore. I just want the Leafs to take a stranglehold on the Florida Panthers. But to lose like this, that's a joke. A sick freaking joke. And now Leafs have to go and take a 3-1 stranglehold. Which of course it's gonna suck. So Leafs play on Mother's Day. On Sunday at 7:30, where the Leafs play against the Panthers, game 4. Now, can we win this game against the Florida Panthers tonight in game 4? I just want to lead this. I just want the Leafs to get a stranglehold on the Panthers. Please, that's all I'm asking for. Asking for God's sake. That game was utter bull. Absolute bull.